Hi everyone, this is Dee with the Paper Drawer. I want to share with you today several things that I've been working on and that I've done, and a couple may go into my Etsy shop. But these are the items. It's a slow stitch book I just finished, and then I did an Arthur Rackham little corrugated cardboard book. I love that. I had fun with that. And then I'd like to show you a video that I just saw this morning on how to make vellum. And of course, this is from Matteo at Arteo Mixed Media Art. I'll put the link below, but I'll go through that with you. It's very interesting. So let me put this aside and let me go through the slow stitch book first. So this is a slow stitch book. I've been working on it for a while. These little strings will have little beads on it, so I left that. So this is the first spread. This is some trim that I got from Amore Fabrique Selena. She had a little package, she still does, of trims, and that's all I need. I don't need 2-3 yards of anything normally. And this is a little vintage handkerchief. It already had the holes in it, and it already had the little French knots. So it had been embroidered already, and it was just very, very vintage. It didn't fall apart, but it was just really thin, but it was so pretty. I don't mind that it had holes in it. It's another spread. So I just stitched underneath it, and then I just overlaid the trim. Here's another page, and I like putting beads on my in my books. I need to do more of it, but I stitched the pages, and then I overlaid it with some polka dot netting that I have. I like that look. I like that overlay, and it creates a little more interest also. Here's this page, vintage buttons. And here's my pompadoodles. Love those. This is vintage yo-yos. I think you've heard me mention before. I've got this large bed cover, vintage. Came from an antique store, and I just went ahead and took it apart. This is a wraparound from the cover, and I'm just going to leave it like a little pocket. And then this is the back side. So this is the cover. Okay, so that's my slow stitch book. I'll put this into my Etsy shop. This is the little Arthur Rackham book that I made. This has been on my desk for quite a while. And I will put a link down to who inspired me. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her last name correctly. I saw it last year during COVID. And it's Jillian, I think it's Farrago. She's either in the UK or in Scotland or Ireland, somewhere. But I was really intrigued by the book. And she made hers also out of corrugated cardboard. And then she had stepped it, so it kind of looked like a waterfall. It was a very interesting book. And it was just filled with his artwork. And I've done 2 other Arthur Rackham books earlier. Put them in my Etsy, and they sold right away. They didn't stay around very long. I love this little girl on the cover. It's part of a picture. But I'll probably use her on all my covers if I do another Arthur Rackham. I'd like to do another one a little bit bigger, so we'll see. But I just tore the cardboard, distressed it, put some paper behind her. Here's the first page. It's got a little lace pocket. It's got 2 journaling cards. It's got vintage music pages. And this was just one of the pictures. Oops, yeah, it goes that way. And I made a journaling card, and it just pops in there. And then I went ahead and cut this little round one. I put the hole off to the side. I didn't really want to punch it because I really like her headpiece that she's wearing and everything. So that's just a little hole that I did on the side. Here's another picture that I love. This has got Edith Holden, a small piece of book page, and then I've layered doily and pages, and then a little piece of, excuse me, vintage crochet doily. All my pictures are my favorite, but I really love this one, the little baby sitting in the tree and the crow. Here's another one. I just put a little bit of deli paper. I like how that's stained. Kind of layered the papers, cheesecloth. And I like this picture because it's got the little village, little people underneath the root of the tree. I have this piece of muslin. It was stamped on. I just coffee dyed it. Little piece of crochet trim. Oh, I want to mention one other thing too. When I made this book, I went ahead and, excuse me, put the corrugated cardboard together, and then I put fabric tack on this fabric, and then I just put it down. Okay, it would have held, and I believe that's how Jillian made hers, but I didn't care for the gaps that I saw. Now maybe I could get used to it, I don't know, but I went ahead and I went back and I put coffee dyed muslin in between, so that won't be seen, and also too it reinforces it a little bit, but it would have held. I like this man, cheesecloth, some gold doily, and then this is a little piece of vintage trim. I just tied a knot in it. Love these two pictures, so I put both on the page, and then I just divided it with a little strip of muslin. I like that. Here's another full page, and I went ahead and made a little journaling card. He's a pocket, so I made this little journal card. And I'm not going to put a tab or anything on it because I like that look. Here's a little side tuck. And I have, excuse me, I have one of his little pictures. I made it into a journal card. I just tucks there, and then here's another little circle tag. Okay, and that tucks in there. Here's a fairy lady. Just layered papers and trims and things on it. Fabric stapled on. Use some ticking on this page. A little bit of cheesecloth. And this is the last page, and I made it a pocket. Just kind of collage overlaid. And then I made this journal card. Excuse me. And this tucks right in here. And this is the back. And on the back, what I did was, I really love this picture, and I trimmed this tree, tore it just a little bit, but I didn't want to tear anything else. So what I did was I crumpled it up into a ball, and then I spread it out. I did edge to edge first, and then everything in the center I just smashed down, and wherever it creased, it creased. And I got the whole picture in. So I like how that turned out. I like that effect. So that's my Arthur Rackham book. I may go ahead and tie some beads on the ends of this, or a key or something, but this will wrap around. Okay. The other thing I'd like to show is this morning, Matteo, his channel is Arteo Mixed Media Art. He did a tutorial on vellum. Vellum's always interested me, and I have seen videos where people have used oil. I don't care for the oil. I'm not really sure how they use that because it's so oily. And Matteo mentions that in his video. So he's come up with a way, and I want you to go over to his channel and watch his tutorial. It's a great tutorial, but he's so kind in sharing all of his knowledge and everything. He's a great instructor. I mean, every detail is in that video. But But I wanted to show you my results. I'm kind of excited about it. I experimented a little bit. It's a pretty quick process, but my interest was scrapbook paper. I was thinking of using scrapbook paper I didn't care for and turning it into vellum and see what that would look like. The procedure of this has changed the color of the paper. Like this half was just done and this half was not. Okay. And I noticed on mine where I had more of the wax, it just left a stain, but I'm okay with that. So if you hold this up to the light, it is transparent, but not as much as I would like, and not as much as Matteo's examples. When he would put it on a book page, you can see the text underneath it, okay? So that's just an experiment. That's just something FYI. Here's another one that I did. The papers turned a little bit darker, and look at the back of this, which is fine, okay? And when I held it up to the light, it is transparent, but again, this is one that, well, you could see the text on this one, okay? It's not real defined, but it would be okay. But I wanted to show you the difference when it's done and when it's not done, okay? Here's just some more examples. I just did this part of it, and then this part's not. Oh, this is the center, sorry. And then when you hold it up, it looks transparent. Same with this one. This one I've done this top part and not the bottom. Okay, you can see on the back I did that. This one's a little dark. I did the whole sheet. I will tell you one thing that I love about this is that it changes the feel of the paper. So if you're looking for different textures, just anything different or unusual, this is a great technique. This is a great thing because it just changes the whole feel, okay? Scrapbook paper, I'm not really sure if it's what kind of paper they use or what, but copy paper seems to be a little bit better. So this was the original, and this was on photocopy paper, okay? Because I experimented with these others, I didn't do that whole page, but this one you could see the text on it. Again, it's copy paper. I just copied the scrapbook paper just to see. So that turned out fairly well. I like that. Where on this, of course, you know, you don't see anything. Now these two turned out really, really well. These are digitals, and of course, they are on copy paper, of course. And these turned out beautiful. And again, just the feel of it, it feels like vellum, especially this one. But this one came from this sheet, and the background is dark. It turned it a little bit darker, but that's okay. But I thought I'd experiment with this one. And when you put it on a book, you can see the text. So this is really cool, okay? This one I love. This one came from this sheet. Okay. And this is beautiful. Look at this one. You can see the text right through it. It's just, I don't know. It's really cool how he's come up with this. So you have to visit his channel. He does a great tutorial on this. He explains everything so well. And again, he shares everything. So it's really nice. The last thing I want to mention is that Matteo is doing a One Magazine August challenge. It starts tomorrow, August 1st. And there is his YouTube channel. That is also his Etsy shop. He's got some fantastic things in his Etsy shop. I want to buy everything. But on this challenge, it's every day. And for me, it's going to be a challenge because I think it's going to take me out of my comfort zone. I want to keep up. So I want to do, you know, the page day. It could be any size page. And it has to be just one magazine though. So I'm going with the 4x6. It's actually a file card, a vintage file card. Excuse me. So I'll be using that. And I think a lot of you have seen the magazine I'm going to be using. It's going to be Flea Market Finds, Country Living. And I picked it because I have a lot of options. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what he's going to be talking about every day, but it's going to be interesting. So please join in. It sounds like a lot of fun. Please visit his channel. Look at this vellum. He did it this morning, the tutorial, okay? And do subscribe to his channel. He's a wonderful young man. And he experiments and he makes paper. He does everything. So I think we all can learn a lot from him, which I have. So anyway, I just want to share these few things with you. And I appreciate you watching. See you next time.